Chang Wook and Ji Hyun always said they were just friends, just co-stars, just two professionals who work well together. But the moments surrounding them told a very different story, and fans who had been watching closely knew that something deeper had always been there. The story begins on the set of their latest project, a reunion drama that brought them back together after years of separate careers, different roles, and different lives. The chemistry came back instantly. Even the staff whispered that they didn't need warm-ups or rehearsals to fall into rhythm. When the director said action, they locked into each other like they had been waiting for this moment all along. But it wasn't the scenes that told the truth. It was the moments in between. One night after a particularly emotional shoot, Ji Hyun stepped outside the studio to catch her breath. It had been a draining day with intense scenes that required her to cry repeatedly. She thought she was alone until she heard footsteps behind her. Chang Wook didn't say a word at first. He simply placed his jacket over her shoulders and stood next to her, as if he had been silently watching and waiting for the right moment. The staff saw it. The security cameras saw it. And someone captured the blurry footage that later leaked online, igniting a new wave of whispers. Another moment came during a late-night script rehearsal. They were seated across a small table, reading lines under dim lighting. But instead of focusing on the script, their conversation drifted into memories, laughter, and quiet confessions about how much they had changed since their last drama together. When the assistant director walked in, the two immediately straightened up, but their flushed cheeks betrayed everything. Then there was the handhold. During a promotional event, they were walking behind the stage, hidden from fans but not from the staff. Chang Wook reached out and grabbed her hand, not dramatically, not romantically, just naturally, as if it had become a habit. Ji Hyun didn't pull away. Instead, she tightened her grip. That single moment traveled across the industry faster than any gossip column could keep up with. The final moment, the one that changed everything, happened during a cast dinner. Someone made a harmless joke about how perfect they looked together. Chang Wook smiled, then quickly looked at Ji Hyun as if waiting for her reaction. She didn't laugh it off. She didn't deny it. She simply lowered her gaze, but the shy smile she wore said more than any statement ever could. The staff exchanged looks. Their closest friends nodded to each other. It was finally clear. Sometimes feelings don't need to be announced out loud. Sometimes they reveal themselves through small gestures, quiet moments, and the kind of chemistry that can't be faked. Chang Wook and Ji Hyun didn't confess anything officially, but everyone around them saw the truth. They were too close to deny, too natural to hide, and too connected for their feelings to stay secret forever. Everything pointed to one obvious reality. Something real had been growing between them, slowly, quietly, beautifully. And this time, the world was paying attention. As the quiet moments between Chang Wook and Ji Hyun continued to grow, the people around them began to realize that their connection was no longer something subtle. It was becoming something visible, something warm, something impossible to ignore. But the turning point came during the final weeks of filming. One evening, the cast gathered for a late-night rehearsal on a rooftop set. The air was cold, and the breeze kept sweeping across the space. While everyone was preparing props and adjusting lighting, Ji Hyun shivered slightly as she stood by the railing reading her lines. Without saying anything, Chang Wook walked over, gently wrapped his scarf around her neck, and tugged the ends to keep it in place. It was an instinctive gesture. He didn't think, he just acted. The assistant cameraman who witnessed it later said, that wasn't acting. That was someone who cared. That moment sparked a shift. Ji Hyun began feeling more comfortable leaning on him, laughing freely, confiding in him about her long filming days, and opening up about her insecurities. And he listened, really listened, like her words mattered more to him than any script or scene. Then came the night that changed everything. They were shooting a dramatic rain scene. Even after the director shouted cut, Ji Hyun remained emotional, tears mixing with the artificial rain. She tried to walk off set, but her legs felt unsteady. Chang Wook rushed to her, holding her shoulders firmly, guiding her under a tent. Before she could protest, he pulled her into his arms, letting her cry against his chest. No cameras were rolling. No fans were watching. It was just them. What they didn't know was that a staff member caught the side view of the embrace. They didn't release it publicly, but the team began talking. The news spread quietly, the way it always does in this industry, through whispers, group chats, and knowing smiles. Soon, their closeness started showing everywhere. At a script meeting, Chang Wook absent-mindedly fixed Ji Hyun's hair. At a costume fitting, she teased him for staring too long. During a break, he brought her warm tea with the exact honey ratio she liked. During another rehearsal, she rested her head on his shoulder without thinking. These were not co-star gestures. These were not just friendly moments. These were the tiny pieces of a story only two people understood. But the real reveal came unexpectedly. Their drama premiered, and during a live stream with fans, someone asked, "Do you still keep in touch off screen?" Ji Hyun smiled too quickly. Chang Wook glanced at her, fighting a smile of his own. Their reactions were too synced, too natural, too knowing. Fans caught it immediately. Clips went viral across multiple platforms, each one slowing down their exchanged looks, highlighting their smiles, and analyzing the subtle signals between them. People didn't even need proof. They saw it in the way they looked at each other. Then came the moment that cemented everything. One afternoon, dispatch-style photos leaked of the two leaving a private restaurant together. Ji Hyun wore a simple hoodie, Chang Wook wore a cap, but their matching steps and quiet smiles revealed more than they intended. He held the door for her. She nudged his arm. He leaned in to talk to her. She brushed something off his shoulder. These were the actions of two people who were far closer than they admitted. By the next morning, their names were dominating every social media platform. Articles questioned if they were dating, fans celebrated their chemistry, and media outlets demanded answers. While their agencies stayed silent, someone close to the production finally said what everyone already suspected. It may not be official, but their feelings are real. They care for each other deeply. Everyone saw it. And so the world kept watching. Because this wasn't just a rumor. This wasn't speculation. This was the slow, beautiful unfolding of a connection that had been growing in quiet places, between takes, behind curtains, under dim lights, and in moments they thought no one noticed. A story that was finally becoming impossible to hide. The rumors were already loud, but what happened next made everything impossible to ignore. Because just 3 days after the script reading incident, Chang Wook appeared again, this time quietly slipping into the parking basement of Ji Hyun's drama set. No cameras, no staff escort, no reason to be there, except one. But fate wasn't on their side. A fan, waiting for another actor, accidentally filmed a familiar silhouette walking quickly toward a side entrance. The figure wore a black hoodie pulled low over his eyes, a mask, and a cap. But even in low light, that walk was unmistakable. Fans zoomed in, brightened the video, slowed it down, and the internet exploded again. Was that Chang Wook visiting Ji Hyun after hours? But the clip didn't stop there. Seconds later, Ji Hyun appeared from the same entryway, wearing a long beige cardigan, her hair tied loosely, holding a thermos as if she had been heading home. She stopped just for a moment when she saw the hooded figure. And that pause, that tiny, breathless moment, it was enough. The way her hand lifted slightly, the way his shoulders relaxed as if recognizing her instantly, the way they walked toward each other, not close enough to touch, but close enough that the tension between them was almost visible. Fans who watched the clip said the same thing. Their energy shifted. They looked like two people who were used to meeting like this. And then, just before the video cut off, Ji Hyun laughed softly at something he said. Even with masks on, their eyes said everything. Affection, familiarity, a quiet comfort that only comes from someone who has been in your life for years. That 7-second clip became one of the most analyzed videos of the week. Reaction compilations, fan edits, TikTok theories, everyone had something to say. But the biggest shock came the next morning. Because someone on staff anonymously shared that Chang Wook had been visiting Ji Hyun's set more frequently than anyone realized. Late nights, short coffee drop-offs, quick check-ins during breaks, and never once did he visit any other actor. He only came for her, the source wrote. But before the rumor could settle, another layer of the story unfolded. During an interview to promote her new drama, Ji Hyun was asked casually, "Who checks on you the most when you're filming?" She froze, just for half a second. But fans noticed. Her smile softened, not the bright, polite one she gives to the camera, but the shy, warm kind she used to show during suspicious partner interviews. She hesitated, then gave an answer that only made everything worse. Someone who has been supporting me for a long time. The interviewer laughed. Fans didn't. Support? Long time. Who else could she mean? And if that wasn't enough, later that week, Chang Wook posted something on Instagram. A simple photo. A table with 2 cups of coffee. Both untouched. Both warm. Both clearly shared with someone. The caption? Late night support. No tags. No location. But fans recognized the cups. They matched the cafe near Ji Hyun's drama set. Comment section? Chaos. He's not even hiding at this point. This is getting way too obvious. They said they were just friends. Friends don't do all this. But the twist came quietly. A staff member revealed something unexpected. They think they're being subtle, but the way they look at each other, everyone on set knows. And suddenly, the industry began whispering again. Are Chang Wook and Ji Hyun actually dating? Are they finally ready to stop hiding? Or are they keeping their distance publicly because the truth would affect their upcoming projects? One thing was certain. The moments they shared, secret visits, late night coffees, the way their eyes always find each other, weren't normal co-star interactions anymore. They were something deeper, something real, something they could no longer hide, no matter how hard they tried.